We're gonna call you about her. We want a complete diagnosis.
Psychiatric?
Look, hey, we want what she tells you while I'm with her. Look at him laughing. Bless his heart. Look, bless his heart. Mom and Daddy called. Oh. Well, we couldn't figure out today who they were.
I wore the dark color shirt this time. I switched it up. I didn't go with the yellow shirt.
It looks like it. I swear to God.
Look, the last thing I thought she had on my shirt.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me. Myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white. The bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how they do. They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They're like much more than I never knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Alright, I'm turning my music off to save my battery. That was Rolling Hills. Yeah, Rolling Hills.
It's found here.
Alright, so let's see the voices on the front.
Luke.
There's Noah. There's Nick. She's clear.
He's kind of, he could go this way.
Carly don't know she's doing this, but don't you think that's the best kind of only time she comes up to do reflections, like right after what she says right here, just do a quick blip sentence and say, at this time, our class of 2017 would like to present this gift to RCS. And then they would get up, what
Right,
they,
like
I am, I'm gonna tell her. She don't know this.
Now, is that her last card? Who's the next one?
That's
Okay.
Megan. Alright. Gift, and we said it would be Noah, Marshall, and Nick, right? And I'll talk to her when she gets here. I'll break the news. Thank you. But don't you think that's the best time to do it?
Yeah, I'll turn it down here.
Just to peace out. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes. I'm in the gym. Where do you think I am? Who? Tracy who? No. Uh-uh. No. But you just reminded me of something. Where did Mr. Whittemore go?
He just went towards the auditorium.
Oh, okay. That's fine. No problem. Okay. All right. Good luck with that. All right. Bye. Um, I need to make sure he's going to live stream it on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that's what he said because one of the graduates of Daz is in ICU at Duke. And he can hear he's intubated and all that stuff. But that's it. So they were going to put it up to him. It's Brittany's. He's got COPD really, really bad.
But in my house, and you know, I showed the striped jumpers, and they were really interesting, really good. But you really love me. But let's come in with me. Don't let me. This is like a restaurant. Anyway, y'all just be careful. Where's Brooke? Okay. All righty. All righty. I'm already in the gym. Okay. See you in a minute. Well, today I told them, I said, y'all know when you get into school, I'm sick, we got to bring pain to school. It's not gonna be for you. So my tradition was at school to do the lawn. Started talking about it. And I said, one time, tradition, 2005, started talking
This
about
Lord.
it. People thought it was real old.
This Lord.
Look at Grace.
Hello. There's Miss Wanda.
What y'all doing?
We have playing.
That's not the instrument.
The clarinet.
Get here, girl.
It's an instrument too.
I can boogie on the clarinet.
We have to play it when people walk in. They're going to be walking through right now, correct?
Yeah.
And approximately how much longer?
Not much.
Okay.
Be ready. How you take?
I can't watch hardly graduated. I'm stuck behind a brick wall. That's watching the movie.
My husband ran the show. He dropped me off early. Dropped me off. Controller and mom and daddy. Yeah, but he's gonna give out programs. She shouldn't have played.
It's on this one.
Have you seen Philip?
You just tell them where you want them to walk to. I don't want anybody fussing. This is the wrong place to graduation. What I'll do is I'll just give them the lane. Walk right here.
If you would, please remain standing for an invocation by Mark Phillips. But prior to that, I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Swanson and the band. You can't see him up there. That's not a recording. That's our band. They do a great job, Mr. Swanson, with our band program. At this time, my invocation. But thank you.
They should have known never put me in front of a microphone just to do one thing. Isn't it great to be inside this new gym for your graduation? The first class inside this gym. What a great place and a great honor for y'all. Now let us pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, we gather this evening to pay tribute to this class of 2017 of Roxboro Community School. We honor these students. At this graduation tonight, we pay respect to them. Bless them for the efforts they've made thus far in their lives. Bless them in the future. Life will be full of successes and disappointments. Bless them through these times. May they always remember that you are always there for them. May they be thankful for the love and sacrifices that have been made and spent on their behalf. Bless the parents, grandparents, guardians, and all others that have pushed, prodded, and begged them to this point. We thank, we thank thee also for Roxboro Community School, for this great institution, for the administration that lead, the faculty that teach, and the rest of the staff that help get everything else done at this school that needs to be done. We're thankful for their efforts in getting these students here tonight. Bless this institution. Be with the board of directors as they outline the future. Bless the staff as they implement those plans. Bless those that speak this evening, that they may impart words of wisdom to all of us. And be with us this evening. May it be enjoyable and safe. And again, may we never forget from whence our blessings come. And we ask and say these things this evening in the name of thy beloved Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Good evening, and welcome to RCS's 2017 commencement ceremony. Thank you all for coming out to share in this event with us. RCS's first graduating class of 2009 had 13 graduates. In these few short years, we've grown to capacity and enjoy a graduating class today of 96. In the Roxboro Community School mission, it states that we will achieve and maintain educational excellence. If you attended the senior award ceremony last week, you saw the achievement of this class and heard one of the statistics that I'm proud to say that our students have enjoyed. And that is over a third of them have GPAs, close to half of them of over 4.0. They've been a little bit modest about sharing their scholarship information, so I don't have their totals. But through conversation, I know that the acceptances to colleges and universities abound, and they've also earned generous amounts of monetary supplements as a result of their hard work. So even with the tremendous growth that we've had, through the support of parents in the community, and a more than capable staff and board of directors, RCS has maintained its standard of excellence. I encourage each of our 96 grads to continue this standard as they go on to post-secondary education, the military, and the world of work. And to our graduates, I know you've all heard the saying, don't bite off more than you can chew, but you're bulldogs. So I know you'd rather choke on greatness than nibble on mediocrity. So go ahead and feast class of 2017 as you go out and make your mark upon the world. Congratulations to you all. At this time, we will have reflections from Carly Long.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and graduates. I'm Carly Long, and it's my honor to be speaking on behalf of this year's graduating class. As the yearbook editor, it's been my job to record the happenings of RCS, so believe me when I say I know that our class is truly unique. Ms. Harris claims that it's because we have some abandonment issues because of all the teachers that have left us over the years. And honestly, what other class could say that they've gotten rid of at least one teacher every single year? I mean, in 8th grade, we ended the school year with nearly an entirely new set of teachers than we began with. And even now, we're leaving with Miss Ball, who some thought would be here for forever. But I think that that's just brought us closer together. Being in a class of less than 100 people, it's easy to know everybody. But what's special is how we've still been able to make new friends among those familiar faces. Even after going to school with some of these people for 13 years, I've managed to make new friendships just this year. There's no denying our class is like no other when it comes to friendships. Where else could you ask anyone in the school about the bros and have them know exactly who you're talking about? But whether it be in new friends or old friends, companions or enemies, the one thing that unites us above all else is our journey to this moment right now. It's the small things we've experienced together, like the panic when first thing on Monday morning in calculus, Mr. Bell's telling us to take out a quarter sheet of paper. Or laughing so hard our sides hurt at the crazy videos Miss Rue made us film of Julius Caesar scenes in 10th grade English. We've been able to grow up with RCS both literally and figuratively. If someone had told 6th grade me that I would be graduating in the very room that I was oh so awkwardly learning how to ballroom dance in, I might have cried. But yet here we are, the first class to ever graduate on RCS grounds. We've been here through 2 major renovations and have served as the guinea pigs for countless little changes, like that graduation portfolio they sprung on us. And although we may have dreaded coming here when 8 a.m. seemed to roll around earlier and earlier each morning, there's no denying we all felt pride in seeing our humble little home grow into what it is today. From teachers, the students, and the experiences, it's safe to say that RCS has changed each one of us just as much as we've changed it. And to leave our final mark on RCS, I'm proud to present a gift from the RCS class of 2017. We have the first ever class picture taken in our new gym. We also have $600 donation for the beautification of the new student entrance for the parking lot. And finally, we have our Welcome to the Doghouse, Home of the Bulldogs sign to hang over the doors of the new entrance. I'm so proud of each one of us, and congrats to the class of 2017. Here's to making even more memories in whatever we do next, but never forgetting that we have a home here at RCS.
We will now have our salutatorian address by Megan Carroll.
Good evening. Fellow classmates, today marks perhaps the most significant day in our lives thus far, for everything we have collectively and individually achieved is finally paying off this evening. All of our academic endeavors at Roxboro Community School have ended, and now we confront the next chapter of our lives. Roxboro Community School has been our home for 7 years, and yes, it has certainly been an excellent one with guidance from uplifting, positive, and inspiring people. As we enter this new phase of our lives, we must surround ourselves with the same kind of positive people in new environments, which will shape us to our full potential. As my mother has so often said, we will find ourselves with people who are smarter than we are, prettier than we are, and more talented than we are. But we will be successful only if we remember to be true to ourselves. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for your constant love, support, and advice throughout my high school career. Thank you also to the wonderful RCS staff, as they have helped all of us reach academic success. Finally, thank you to the class of 2017 for your support and companionship. You all must remember to stay true to yourselves and continue being incredible scholars. I will leave you with a quote displayed on Miss Ball's wall that strikes a chord in me. Let the choices you make today be choices you can live with tomorrow. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2017.
We will now have our valedictorian address by Kaylee Oakley.
Definitely not fourscore, but 7 years ago, I, along with many of my classmates, embarked on our RCS educational journey. Others joined throughout the various school years, and some joined us just this year. The purpose of our education at RCS was to learn history, math, science, and English. However, I find it only fair to reveal to you all the real lessons we have learned from RCS. Make sure you have $2 when you plan on wearing jeans. When you are dismissed for lunch or for the day, you better run as fast as you can to your car in order to beat traffic. Any website that's fun is probably blocked. Always turn your TV to channel 82 during second period in order to watch the morning announcements. And never, ever leave your backpack unattended. During this year alone, together, we have smiled through the pain of senior speeches, cried through exams, and danced through prom. Whether we've known each other since birth or just met this year, we all share common memories, which makes us family. Although we are not all best friends, nothing will beat the bond that was formed over our mutual hatred of our dress code, the extreme competition of Kahoot, the terror felt when hearing the dreaded words, "clear your desk of anything but a pencil," and the confusion from Mr. Bell's metacognitive goals and his aversion to the word foil. I am sure we will all miss Vashti dancing around the rooms and halls, Caitlin laughing so loud you can hear it through the walls, and Dale always trying to answer the teacher's phone calls. As seniors, we have many shared memories. To reminisce on a few, please raise your hand if any of these apply to you. If Mr. Sis has ever greeted you like this and said, "Live long and prosper." If Quizlet has ever been your best friend. If you have ever been told to tuck your shirt in. If you've ever played on a sports team at RCS. If you've ever participated in the arts, dance, band, art, or theater. If you've ever participated in volunteer service. And last but not least, if you have ever been referred to or refer to yourself as a bro. Just like our school, we have grown over the years. Soon we will go out into the real world, which will look different for all of us. For many, we will move away from home to continue our education. Others will go out and begin their career. However, no matter what journey we choose to pursue, we will all experience a huge change. We will not wake up every day and drive up to see Mr. Bryant standing on the front steps in a nice suit and matching RCS ball cap. We will not walk in to see the teachers that have taught us in the past and present, and will no longer sit in our desks beside our best friends or even mere acquaintances that we are used to seeing every single day. In preparing this speech, I struggled with what to say. How do you commemorate a place that has been a home with people who have been a second family for 7 years? Within these walls were our everyday life, but now they will just contain our past, memories of what used to be and will never be again. We will no longer call this big brick, former cotton mill building our school. This building will no longer consume 7 hours of our day, and most importantly, this building will no longer contain us, the class of 2017. Although we are all excited for our future, which I truly believe will be inspiring and invigorating, we also must remember the house that holds our roots and take a moment to honor the people and the place that has been our reality. To the administration and support staff, thank you for making sure we had a safe and secure place to learn. To the teachers, thank you for choosing a profession dedicated to helping awkward teenagers prepare for the future. To the custodial staff, thank you for ensuring we had a clean place to learn, safe from germs and whatever disease was going around that week. And finally, thank you to our family and friends for loving us, supporting us, and continuing to put up with us.
For us as graduates, today is certainly a special day. Along with graduating and walking with my senior class, I was given the honor to introduce tonight's keynote speaker. Ms. Stoltz, I know this is a special day for you as well as I introduce your husband. Tonight's keynote speaker for the commencement ceremony of the Roxboro Community School Class of 2017 is John Hoyt Stoltz III. Judge Stoltz is a district court judge for the Judicial District 9A. He is a native of Eden, North Carolina, where he graduated from Moore High School. He then later attended the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill and the Norman Adrian Wiggins School of Law at Campbell University. Judge Stoltz has been a member of the North Carolina State Bar for over 20 years, and for 14 of those years, he served the people of Rockingham, Caswell, and Person counties in private practice. He has worked to fight drug and substance abuse by serving the Person and Caswell Drug Treatment Court as an advisory board member, president, and attorney. Judge Stoltz joined the District Attorney's Office in 2011 and served as the Person County Chief Assistant DA and later as the Caswell County Chief Assistant DA. He was elected as a District Court Judge in November of 2016. Along with his extensive and impressive work in the legal field, Judge Stoltz was a criminal justice instructor at Piedmont Community College for 6 years, teaching constitutional law, court procedure, and evidence. In addition, he served and volunteered on various community boards and has also volunteered extensively with the Boy Scouts of America. He enjoys spending time with his family, backpacking, camping, turkey hunting, and competing in sprint distance triathlons. He is married to Beth Tolan Stoltz, and they have 2 children, Grace and John. We are grateful to have them as citizens of our community and delighted to have them here with us today. Now, without further ado, let us welcome the Honorable Judge Hoyt Stoltz III.
That's nice. But one day, you folks are going to be able to have a list of achievements like that. It's really important for me to say this, and I'm going to go off script because it's just necessary. The students that have gotten up here and spoken before me have really echoed most of what I would have told you. And the reason that I say that is because you have the ability and the skills that have been prepared and groomed and made more acute here at this wonderful school. You've had some good teachers. I happen to know one of them. But you have wonderful administrators. You have board members that care very much about your education and have struggled diligently to make this school the school of example that it really is. Hearing people talk about what I've done in my life, it kind of draws away from what you folks are about to do in your life. And as you go forward, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you're going to face. And please understand that this is a little bit cumbersome, and I'm not entirely happy with it, but it's something that I felt was important. So I appreciate the kind introduction, and I am very honored to be here with you tonight, the class of 2017 at Roxboro Community School. I am about to give a speech that in all likelihood you're never going to remember. And I say that from personal experience because for my graduation, all I remember is my name being called, and also that the graduation speaker mispronounced the word graduation about 18 times when he was speaking. He said the word graduation with an R. So don't feel bad. But as we talk about words, as the sad truth is that in our world, words are often very hollow. And they're not really backed up by the actions that they should be. Wisdom comes to us often in the form of unsolicited rants on Facebook, tweeted in 140 characters or less on Twitter. We send snaps and DMs and IMs, and we don't often pause to consider the impact of our words. And it's funny that I'm up here to give you these words that I'm giving you. And I hope that the ideas that they convey are something that you can take away and you will realize the power of words and the hollowness of words. An example is appropriate. And this is an example that I don't know if Christy King is here tonight, but I hope she appreciates it. President Abraham Lincoln gave a speech in November of 1863. His words from the dedication of the National Cemetery in a little town called Gettysburg echoed down the halls of time. The speech was composed of 272 words and lasted less than 3 minutes, over 150 years ago. The president spoke after a very, very noted speaker of the time, Edward Everett, who spoke for over 2 hours. The president got up, gave his now famous Gettysburg Address, and sat down. In later times, Mr. Everett, and I'm going to have to read here, he was quoted as saying of President Lincoln's remarks, and he directed it to the president, "I should be glad if I could flatter myself that I came as near to the central idea of the occasion in 2 hours as you did in 2 minutes." Why? The volumes of words spoken by people that day, on November the 19th, 1863, they talked about important concepts, valiant deeds, and the preservation of our nation. But I ask you, when you hear those words, what do you think about? What comes to your mind? In my experience, in both learning those words, learning about what they meant, and teaching others about those words, all I get is a picture of a worn, tired man in a top hat talking about something. But what is the something that he was talking about? Have you considered that nearly 160,000 people fought to the death for 3 days in a hot July heat, the 3 days before July 4th? Have you ever thought about the fact that nearly 7,000 people died in those 3 days? Some of them to have their bodies dragged from one place to the other for photographs to make them more interesting. It's photographs that you've probably seen. Does it occur to you that that occasion of the president dedicating that cemetery was to honor those dead that were there and who died to preserve the United States? So you might ask me, Stoltz, what's your point? Well, first of all, you should really have a deep understanding of how important those 3 days in 1863 were, not only then, but now. And that's my plug for Ms. King's class. But that words are memorable and yet sometimes hollow, and they're disconnected from what they're trying to convey. If you don't picture that struggle and all those people that fought and died, then you fall victim to the irony of what President Lincoln said that day. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, yet it can never forget what they did here. Now, how ironic is that? We remember the words, and most people don't give a flip about what happened that particular day. Words are fleeting and yet permanent. They can destroy, and yet they can never hurt us. I urge you to consider the ideas that I'm going to talk to you about as ideas and concepts and not words that somebody gave in a speech that you're never going to remember. And they are the 3 G's, and I'm not talking about the crappy cell phone service that you have between towers. I'm talking about a mnemonic device, and that is gifts, grit, and gratitude. Each of us is endowed with remarkable capabilities. Each person is a creation that is unique and diverse. Each of us have gifts that we use daily for good or for mayhem. No matter how well or poorly each one of you did in your academics, each one of you outshines the folks around you in some way or another. Some are faster, readers or runners. Some are clever, or they're just clever excuse makers. Many of you are kind, and some of you might be kind of mean. But each one of these characteristics that we are given with are tools to unlock our eternal purposes and our eventual destiny. Even our worst attributes, even the things about our personality that are really challenging, can sometimes be used for the benefit of the others if they're channeled and focused in the right way. The challenge and my request of you as you go forward, find out what those gifts are if you don't already know. And work them really hard, but do it so that it helps other people out and pulls them up and not push them down. You're going to have to promote yourself, and you're going to be tempted to do that from time to time. Sometimes we're all called to do that and sell ourselves in order to do what we are called to do. But our goal and our effort is to do that in a way that makes the circle around each one of you a better place. As we employ those gifts to improve our position in the world by going to college, serving in the military, working in the family business, or some other business, we must be focused on our task that we have before us. We must have grit. Now, grit is an old word. It denotes gravelly, rough determination. It evokes a picture of rugged preparedness and purposefulness. President Teddy Roosevelt, both before and after he was president, was driven by it. He once got shot giving a speech by an assassin, and he would not let him take him to the hospital until he finished his speech because he believed in the cause that he was talking about. He believed in what he was doing, and he was determined to finish that speech despite the fact being shot while he was giving it. He joked about that in later years and made light of it. But now think about us. Think about you, me, all of us. How many times have we lost a paper or accidentally deleted an assignment or some sort of file? And we go, oh, well, it's gone. How many times do we not even lean against failure? How many times have we been physically injured, and still press on? Many times we don't even like to press on when things just get merely uncomfortable. Be like President Roosevelt. Be determined. Be courageous. Have grit. It's a necessity in what you're about to do these next few years. Finally, we should all have gratitude in our lives. Many people around us aren't gracious, and I think we see that on a day-to-day basis. They don't thank people when they help them. We're often too worried about our own challenges and the own things that we have to do to worry about other people and be kind. Chances are there are parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles all around you this weekend. As this weekend, look around and think about it. In all likelihood, they have had to have that grit and determination to allow you to be here, to get here in the mornings, and stay here. They worked very diligently to give you the necessities that you needed and the extras that have made your lives more rich and better. Look around at the graduates, and Kaylee's already talked about it, but think back to the fun times in third grade before you ever got to RCS. Think about the assist on this basketball floor or on the soccer field. Think about the ride home that they gave you. Think about the pizza that they shared. Think about them forever explaining math equations and helping you study. That's great, isn't it? This is fun. But think. That is impeccable. It's okay. It's not that important anyway. But think about others and show them the gratitude that they deserve. Have a spirit of gratitude. And please remember this, sincere gratitude is a garment that will never, ever go out of style. As I close, I apologize for the word bodies and dragged. I got a little flack about that in editing. But in my description of Gettysburg, but life is quite frequently that graphic. And some of you have probably already experienced that. But like President Lincoln, I hope that you remember the whole deeds and emotions that led up to today. The great achievement that you have made. Don't worry about what gets said now. Don't worry about what this weekend is all about. I want you to remember the deeds that put you here and the determination that you have and the gifts that you have, and completely forget people's vain words. I urge you to feel in your heart, not a wordy challenge, but a burning desire to use your gifts in a very determined and purposeful way to make the world a better place. Because if you do, just maybe you can give back with gratitude the things that have been done for you and make an investment in others. It's a big deal what you have done. And I congratulate you, the class of 2017, for all the things that you have achieved and all the things that you're going to achieve. But most of all, I challenge you, some of you will recognize this phrase, do more. It's from a vlog, I'll just say that, a vlog. But do more. and make yourself the best person that you can possibly be. Thank you for this opportunity, and have a wonderful weekend.
Good evening. On behalf of our Board of Directors, I thank each of you for joining us tonight to celebrate the achievements of our class of 2017. We also ask that out of respect for our class of 2017 and their families, if you would please hold your applause and comments until every graduate in each row has been recognized. Thank you. Joshua Hunt Adcock. Kaylee Brooke Adcock. Charles Ethan Ayers. Carly Ann Barber. Andrew Owen Bell. Yvonne Kennedy Bradsher. Nicholas Smith Brand. Savannah Ruth Brand. Skylar Torrey Bryan. Luke Parrish Burton. Jordan Dwayne Butner. Adrian Devone Carr. Megan Renee Carroll. Rocky Noah Carver. Vashti Delaney Cash. Audrey McKay Connor. Brianna Michelle Conley. Grayson Brooke Courier. Hannah Faith Dalton. Taylor Christine Davis. Clayton Glenn Day. Michael Douglas Day. Trey Alexander Drumright. Marshall Thomas Duncan III. Taylor Faith Duncan. Harley Elizabeth Dunkley. Megan Leanne Elliott. Brandon Andrew Evans. Seth Nathaniel Gentry. Brett Anthony Gill. Darian Nicole Glasscock. Brandon J. Grothy. Brandon Gregory Harris. Brianna Love Henderson. Andrew Lane Horton. Madison Taylor Howard. Christian Blake Hudson. Caitlin Ashley Inman. Jacob Worth Jackson. Mindy Abigail Jacobs. Maya Elizabeth Johnson. Andrew Wyatt Jones. Juliana Carol Jones. Matthew Tyler Kendrick. Delmar Cecil Kimry. Sierra Star Cocos. Jorge Cipriano Lorena. Carly Ann Long. Dennis Chris Lubert. Jessica Maria Mata Lopez. Cassie Noel May. Serenity Ariel McCain. Anna Nicole McCauley. Cole Anthony Melton. Caitlin Elaine Melton. William Curran Montgomery. Caitlin Nicole Mooney. Messiah Corwin Moore. Ashton Bryant Morris. Dalton Lacey Morris. Lindsay Allison Nemeth. Hannah Beth Oakley. Kaylee Marie Oakley, Haley Elizabeth Perrin, Ashley Lynn Taylor, Brooke Rebecca Peed, Catherine Grace Pleasant, Austin Dean Poindexter, Kathleen Margaret Bigelow Post, Jessica Mary Lee Rickman, Hannah Rose Rimmer, Javier Chico Rios Jr., Jeremy Scott Shaw, Brittany Ashlyn Smith, William Caleb Stone, Delaney Marie Sullivan, Sarah Gabrielle Sumner, Teen Hugh Top, Amanda Louise Tillman, Cretera Daisy Valentine, Caleb William Bannock, Michaela Dawn Varnavore, Nicholas Valeda, Alex Reginald Wade, Sydney Taylor Walker, Allison Lee Warren, Chandler Nicole Warren, Keller Christopher Weaver, Alexandra Hope Welch, Jacob Matthew Whitlow, Dalton Reagan Witt, Jasmine Zoe Wiggins, Lucas Brian Wilmuth, Taylor Elizabeth Winston, Weston Joel Womack, Tajarel Malik Wright Young,
the graduating class of 2017.